Leah Patterson-Lust, probate judge.
The probate judge has hearings to determine guardianship and conservatorship, adoptions, psychiatric commitments, and to settle all estates. 480 adoption hearings. I have held almost 2,500 hearings for probate cases.
Visit Glover's Plants and Produce as they celebrate autumn. Come see an autumn colorscape of beauty. Our prices are so low it's scary. When you shop at Glover's, you'll see many of your friends saving money too. Eat healthy with fresh fruits and vegetables for your family, while you pay less and get more. Shop Glover's autumn selection of beautiful mums and other fall flowers. At Glover's Plants and Produce, hurry in now.
We're at the home of the Vineman Eagles, visiting with Coach Alan Scott. 7-2 record, 5-2 in the region, 4-1 at home. Great accomplishment for the team so far. Still got some business to take care of.
Absolutely. You know, these guys have played hard this year, and we've had some things go our way. And, you know, I'm proud of the success that we've had and how they've worked. And but, yeah, there's definitely work to do. You know, we want to finish this season the right way, end on a good note before you go to the playoffs and play an outstanding Lauderdale County team.
There's no question about what a job you and your coaching staff have done for the kids to buy into what you put out there as a game plan for the entire 2012 season.
You know, overall, again, our motto is time to change, and I think these guys have lived up to that. But, you know, we've got to continue. You can't be satisfied. You can be proud of your accomplishments, and, you know, you can take the pats on the backs, but you've got to keep that drive. And that's something that we're kind of having to work on this week and maintain our focus and really try to go play a good quality ball club this week in Randolph.
Yeah, they don't have the record as far as matching up at Vineman, but you can't take them lightly because they have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and you want to go into the playoffs with a lot of momentum, especially that you be on the road this week and have to go on the road in the first round.
Absolutely. You know, looking at Randolph on film, they play a 4A schedule, and naturally that's going to be a little bit tougher schedule. And, you know, they've got kids that just fly around and get after you and play hard. They don't have any quit in them at all. And so, you know, we've got our hands full.
No question, the continuation of Ty Jones as far as with 1,753 yards, 5 touchdowns last week, 27 rushing touchdowns. But just the accolades continue, but he puts himself in a position to work hard and the results pay off, and also the assistance from his teammates.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Ty's a very unselfish guy. You know, he runs the ball when I call his number, and he runs it as hard as he can. But that's, you know, he's got a workmanlike attitude, and it's not about him, and he knows that, and, you know, he's just reaping some of the benefits of what's going on around him, and, you know, he's taken his opportunities and made the most of them, and I'm proud of him for that. And, you know, all these guys, they're a team, and the chemistry's good, and, you know, just really proud of what they've done.
You basically want to use this game as a tune-up and also have an all-out performance before you take it into Lauderdale County.
Oh, yeah. I mean, looking at Lauderdale County, I mean, they're a buzzsaw. They run the option very well. Their defense, I was just watching them, and they just fly around, and they play with a lot of passion, and they've got definitely a desire probably to be in a state championship game. And so, you know, you can tell that when you watch them. They play that way.
We certainly wish you the very best this week in the final game of the regular season, and look forward to coming back up here next week and talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's Coach Alan Scott of the Vineman Eagles, looking to finish 8-2 in the regular season. Friday night they go to Huntsville. First meeting between the Randolph Raiders and the Vineman Eagles since 1974. Vineman's looking for a victory Friday night. We wish Coach Scott and the Eagles the best. We'll continue with today's show right after this on Channel 2 Sports.
It was the craziest thing. I was just driving along, and this squirrel came out of nowhere. The good news is, Alpha has the largest customer service team in Alabama. So you'll be dealing with people here, not all over the country.
Awesome. Really not a scratch on it.
You are lucky.
For a plan built just for you, contact Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Faith Mary Lawrence, age 38, of Cullman, will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home Chapel. Malcolm Carter III officiating, interment in Cullman Heritage Cemetery. Cullman Heritage is directing. Ms. Lawrence passed away on Tuesday. Visitation will be 6 to 8 p.m. tonight at the funeral home. And those are our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Thursday, November 1st. 1st of November, we survived Halloween.
We did, yes.
Actually, Halloween turned out to be a pretty nice night here.
Yes.
Other parts of the country, maybe not so. Let's check the weather forecast and find out what's going on for today. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. The weather almanac for the 1st of November, the average high is 71, the average low is 41, the record high 87 in 1998, the record low 23 in 1939. Sunrise this morning will be at 7 minutes after 7, and sunset this afternoon at 5:54. There's the satellite picture. You can see the remnants of Hurricane Sandy continue. Wow. When they said that this was going to be a big storm, they had it right.
They're not kidding. And it hasn't moved anywhere. It just
No, and
seems
dumping
to
a lot of
loom
snow.
over.
All that the rain and the hurricane hit that cold front, dumped a lot of snow, 20-some inches of snow.
It seems to loom over the same place.
Yeah, really.
Poor people.
Something else. There's the weather forecast for Cullman, Alabama for today. Sunny with a high of 63. Clear tonight, low near 44, which is about 10 degrees warmer than it is this morning. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 70. Saturday getting up to 75. Sunday dropping down to 66 with a slight chance of rain. In the upper 50s on Monday and Tuesday, kind of like this week. And 60 by Wednesday. So it should be a great weekend. The weather gets better every day until we get to the first of next week, I guess. Halloween was last night.
Yes, it was.
And you were expecting trick-or-treaters at the Aquatic
We
Center.
were. I had no trick-or-treaters. I had lots of candy to give out to people who had just worked out
So
at the gym.
you had leftover candy that you
Yes.
brought to Channel 2 today.
No, I didn't steal any candy. I apologize. Did you not go trick-or-treating yourself, Dennis?
Sort
You didn't
of.
dress up? What, did you?
Sort of. Well, I didn't dress up. We went to the Fall Festival at St. John's Church.
Okay.
They call it Trunk or Treat. Our grandson and son and daughter-in-law had their car decorated up. They were like a bakery.
Okay,
They
interesting.
had chef's hats on and that kind of thing.
The
But,
trick-or-treating this year, I've been so impressed with. So many people have been really going all out for this
Yes.
trick-or-treating. And I didn't realize it was like that, because when trick-or-treating first, sort of came about. Like my mom just opened her trunk and put a pumpkin around
Right.
it and had children reach in for candy. Now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you dress up, you have a theme.
Yes.
There. So
Yes.
one person at the First Methodist trunk or treat around the street, they were Duck Dynasty, that new show that's on. And then one person was from the movie Cars, and they had their cars had big eyes like the ones on the movie. So it was
Yeah.
interesting.
And in talking to some of the other adults, I said, this makes a lot more sense than going house to house.
Yes, because a lot of people are afraid to take their children door to
Right.
door. And I mean, I don't blame them the way the world is right now, but
Well-
this is just a safe way to...
It really is. It's a carnival atmosphere. And we were talking about the fact that as adults a few years ago, you put the kids in the car, you drive to somebody's house, you get out of the car, go up the house, back in the car, move on to the next place.
Right.
And unless you lived in a neighborhood where you could go to every single
door.
house, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's a mini carnival, and a good turnout for what we saw last night at St. John's Church, and a good way to do it.
Yes.
Really a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Well, let's see. Who's our Facebook friend of the day today?
Our Facebook friend of the day today is Sue Robinson, and she likes the book Heaven is for Real and Auburn Football. And I started reading the book Heaven is for Real, and it is an excellent
That
book.
is a good book. I read that too. Jacqueline
to
should be
anyone.
here to find out that we
There's
have-
an Auburn football person.
somebody-
We have
yes.
got to let her read that next week. She should be our Facebook friend every day for a few weeks, so Miss Jacqueline will be excited.
Okay, who's coming to see us today?
We have Beth Montgomery from the First United Methodist Holiday Bazaar coming to visit us today. That'll be next Thursday, and she's going to bring a little show and tell from the craft fair. Also, Deb Hoenig is here, and she has done a cross-country bike ride to help the children of Ghana, and we are so excited to hear about her time there. So we're going to visit with her a little bit and also see some of the pictures from her bike ride.
Okay, that's what we have lined up. George Spear is here with news and commentary right after this.
Fire, accident, storm, they all happen in Coleman County. And for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with auto owners. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Karen. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference. The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for president, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for president of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
If you're looking for the ride of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from 2 big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
Time for news and comment. Y'all give us a call at that number right there. And if you have an opinion on some of these things we're talking about this morning. Looking at the Coleman Times this morning, if there are several things, they've rehashed the Sportsman Lake story regarding the permits that are being given out to try to get the fish out of the lake so they can drop the level and do some maintenance work. I talked about this about a month ago, that when I was in office it was an issue because there's a leak in the dam and they're trying to figure out where it is. I assume that's the same situation with them now, which is why they're trying to get rid of get the fish out of there. And the Times has acknowledged something going on in the probate judges race that we talked about Friday.
That is the claims by Leo Patterson Luss, the probate judge, that Tammy Brown stole money from an estate. Tammy is attempting to take the high road, she says, and stay out of the ditch, that's not an issue. It's been taken care of. We'll talk more about that tomorrow morning. But there was a mailer put out, I guess. I didn't get one of these. Some of the folks did. Tammy had a mailer that came out earlier in the week that I got. It was identifying Leo Patterson Luss with the Obama administration and about being on the same ticket. And this apparently yesterday, this ad came out by Leo Patterson Luss talking about taking money. That Tammy Brown had done that. But we're going to talk more about that tomorrow when we've got more time to deal with it. There's a 6-person NASA research team in Coleman County today. They're not saying where they're going, but they're looking for some of these meteorite fragments. And not like it was yesterday when I reported it was something that happens every Halloween. Now scientists are saying that it was a different kind of thing that caused this. I was thinking, man, I haven't heard many sonic booms like we heard the other afternoon, close to 6 o'clock in the evening. And this is an animal of a different color. And they're looking for fragments. They won't say, like I say, they won't mention where they're going, but they're in Coleman County today and looking for, if you happen to know, where one might have struck. Of course, we always think about those doomsday scenarios, like the thing that caused the dinosaurs to go extinct, where a big meteorite hits the ground and you got shock waves for literally millions of miles or whatever. But apparently that's not the case in when they're much smaller. Gas right now as low as $3.13 in Birmingham. Now it's getting down there, isn't it? It's about time. How come we can't have the kind of gas we used to have? You know what I mean? The kind that was 27 cents a gallon. I know most of you don't remember that, but I know I do. Having a Ford Thunderbird, 1958 Thunderbird convertible, it loved gas, and like a lot of other cars now. But those were the days. In Boaz, more than a dozen Boaz residents upset. These people are fighting over there, this particular group of individuals, fighting the wet-dry referendum. They're trying to keep it off the ballot over there. They've discovered in Boaz that many of the signatures are bogus. People who were actually against the town going wet, their names are on some of these petitions. So they don't have enough to make it a referendum. And they're not done with the efforts either. You know what I mean? They're still continuing to fight that. But I think it's kind of interesting that one of the key leaders in fighting the wet-dry referendum had his name put on. Someone put him on there. I think you have to be careful sometimes if you've got an underground strategy that you don't do something real stupid, and that looks real stupid in my thoughts. As you have heard by now, the flights canceled in New York City. They're trying to get those back on track. And they're telling people you better be careful because we're running out of gas. More than half the gas stations in New York closed, not enough supply. And they're worried about fights and the kind of things that come about. In April 27th of last year, whenever the lights went out because of the tornado, and it was out for several days, there were almost fights in Coleman. I mean, we had an attempted burglary. It happened near Vinemont, but the owner was inside the store and caught the guy red-handed. He knew the alarm system wasn't working. But at 5 points in Coleman, on the day following the tornado, I was one of the people. There was one gas station in that area that was open. So I went down there to fill up some tanks to use in my generator. And because 5 Points has so many streets intersecting, everybody thought they were next in line. And the police had to be called during the hour and a half that I was there waiting to get gas. It doesn't matter where you are. Greed or people trying to have their way, they're going to push their way ahead of everyone else if they can to get what they think is necessary. So it's not just in big cities where you have disputes like that and having to wait and share. In Northern California, there is believe it or not, now this is kind of strange, there's a sign posted on one of the most popular restaurants that pay no attention to the cockroaches. I don't think I've ever seen a sign like that. They're hoping that they can get them eradicated, but I wonder what it'll do for business, you know. Do you know Jill Stein? You ever heard of Jill Stein? Jill Stein is a presidential candidate on the Green Party ticket. Now it rings a bell, right? But look how many people don't know that name. Isn't that amazing? She was arrested, by the way, in Texas, attempting to resupply protesters who were camping out in trees to oppose a pipeline project. But again, anybody can write in a name, you know, when it comes to the November 6th election. Leah Patterson Lust told us last week that it's one of those things that you have to count them. And she used the example, if people wanted Nick Saban to be the president, you know, they'd write his name in, and undoubtedly we'll see that when time comes to vote next week, Tuesday. My goodness, how time seems to be flying. But unfortunately, it's real slow if you're watching television, trying to wade your way through some of those commercials. I don't see that many presidential commercials. Are y'all seeing any? Not here. They're just pouring the coal to the fire up north, though, you know, and real bad. Well, there's a story about social media and how important it was in New York when the hurricane came through. But one individual is accused of sending out false information about the conditions in New York during the bad storm. And this doesn't make sense to me. Jack Stouff of one particular newspaper and website says that this one individual who started this misinformation campaign happens to be the campaign manager of Christopher Wright, who is this year's Republican candidate for the U.S. House from that area. In that area, that is his doing. Now, why would someone do that, you know? Or is that just a smear tactic? Don't know. But all you have to do is look what's happening locally. And it's amazing to me what you see on the internet. I don't comment much on Coleman Live and some of those because it doesn't have to be true. It just needs to be put on there, you know. And that's sad because you got people making all kinds of claims and undocumented. And if you're anonymous, you know, if people wanted to say, for example, they wanted to come in and make some of these same allegations, if they called in, well, I wouldn't know what they were going to say when I'd answer the phone. But people, it's a bit more valid in taking a phone call because people might recognize your voice. But online, you can be anonymous. Anybody can type, almost, right? New Haven police say Superstorm Sandy has revealed a graveyard. Did you see the story where the oak tree was turned over and a lady next door to the house that it hit was walking past it and saw something and she said, my goodness, what is that? And it was bones. This is from the 1700s probably. And who knows across Coleman County how many graveyards there are, family graveyards, long before we became a state. Heaven knows how many Native Americans are buried under Highway 278, Highway 31, Highway 69, you know. Of course, they didn't bury them very deep, and usually whenever you construct a road, you go down a ways to get good foundation. But there are probably more unmarked graves when you think about it than there are marked graves in Coleman County through the years. Because all they had to put up years ago was just a wooden cross, maybe with a name scratched on it, and that was it. In Lawrence County, Amendment number 11, that you'll see on your ballot, it's a Lawrence County affair. Many of you won't be voting on that, but it's an important one because they say this amendment would keep municipalities outside Lawrence County from enforcing a police or planning jurisdiction across county lines into Lawrence County. Now, that's what's happening right now over here in Joppa. In Joppa, their nearest town is Arab. Well, they have to pay an extra sales tax. I mean, they're paying both Coleman County, and that Arab's sales tax. And when I was in office, I mean, some 15 years ago, it was an issue. Those people in Joppa wanted to try to get out from underneath that because it hurts business. That's what they're dealing with here in Lawrence County because Decatur is imposing a tax. And they're trying to get out from underneath that. And Jeremy Oden told me a couple of weeks ago. He said, I wish we could have that in Coleman because it would take care of those people over there. I met with them when I was in office, trying to get them. I said, let's both take less than what we're having now so that it amounts to, the right amount. But the mayor wouldn't budge. It wouldn't happen. We were trying to make it equitable. So that's amendment number 11, which you probably won't vote in. Most of you won't because it's a local affair. But that's what they're trying to do. Well, this amendment that will be on the, what was it, number 4? I can't remember which one it is, regarding the racist language in the Constitution of Alabama and trying to replace it with other language instead of saying a separate school for blacks and separate school for whites. There are some black organizations who don't want this thing to pass. Some of them are thinking that it takes the legislature and gives them a free ride, saying you don't have to fund public education. I wonder sometimes just what makes sense. I mean, for example, the one about Forever Wild and allowing money to be used to buy more wildlands in Alabama for the purpose of hunting clubs, for parks and such as that. I don't know that makes sense to me right now. And even though our senator and our legislators support it, but at a time whenever we're so short-handed with money, so I don't know that it didn't sound right, to me. Oh well, that's just my thought. Stay tuned. More of Today on 2 after this.
Premier Bank is asking for your vote. We want to be your bank. Our platform is simple, service that no other bank can offer. We're locally owned and operated, and that means we make decisions right here. So vote today for Mom, Apple Pie, and Premier Bank. I'm Jay Mullins, and I approve this message.
Often these days, seniors feel taken for granted, as if their needs just don't matter, and their experience doesn't count. Tammy Brown would like for you to know,
as a senior in Coleman County, you deserve the best. Each case filed in probate court regarding our seniors is different. And as your probate judge, I will handle each case individually. I want you to know that you won't be taken for granted and that you will be treated with dignity and respect.
November 6th, elect a probate judge who will listen. Tammy Brown. If you're looking for the ride of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from 2 big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse, November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for President, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for President of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
Welcome back to Today on 2. One of the big events that we enjoy every year is the bazaar at First United Methodist Church. The women of the church have been doing this for a number of years, and to give us all the details, we have Darlene Collier and Beth Montgomery. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show again.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what you brought that we have on the table, because you have so many things that are available.
Right.
It's hard to really talk about the wide variety.
Oh, let's start with the quilt.
Okay.
We are so proud
Yes.
of the quilt. This
It's
is
beautiful.
what we will give away by donation ticket, and so this is what we will draw for at 3 o'clock on the 8th of November. And so you don't have to be present to win, but you do need your ticket.
Is the quilt a cooperative effort, or did just one person?
One person did it.
Wow, who was that?
A lady that lives in Eagle.
Okay. Okay, isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
Yes,
It's very,
it is.
feels
We
very
are so proud of it. We are so proud of this quilt. and we're anxious for someone to have it.
It's beautiful. It is. Look at the underside too.
Tickets for it. The tickets you can buy them individually for $1, or you can buy like a little book of tickets. 6 tickets for $5. They're available at the church office.
Okay.
And that would be the easiest way right now.
So
Unless you know someone.
you don't have to wait for the bazaar to buy the tickets. You can get those anytime.
Or you can buy it at the bazaar.
Right, I
They're
figured that.
available.
Okay.
That's right.
And the drawing will be at the bazaar at the
At
end of
3
the
o'clock.
end
At
of
3
the,
o'clock.
okay. All right. What now? I love the wreaths every year.
These candy wreaths, and a lot of people like to do them for their office or just in their home. This is one size, and it's multiple. I think the scissors are there somewhere. And this is a smaller size that the scissors come with it, and this is all the strawberry.
Those are.
You almost use that as a candle. This place.
Well, that's right, you could. And I was going to say, these are real good gift ideas for college students.
Well, yes. Yeah, that's true.
My granddaughter had one of those last year, and she loved it.
Yeah.
They're good for children. These are just a sample of baby blankets.
How precious.
Yes, they are.
And crocheted.
Oh, wow.
We have all kinds of
We
items.
do. We do. We have, of course, our feature is all of our homemade cakes. And come early because they go fast.
Yes.
They really do.
The choice ones.
That's right. And then we have lots of home canned items and fresh produce, like sweet potatoes and turnip greens. You can get your sweet potatoes and turnip greens there, and then home canned jellies. Can get that, and lunch and breakfast too.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
At
right.
7 o'clock. We
7
open
o'clock.
at 7
We
and
always
we
show
close
up
at
for
4.
breakfast.
Yes.
Excuse me, make sure the mic is turned
Okay.
on. Sorry, the mic needs to be turned on.
Oh, that's mic needs to be turned on.
This one?
Yeah.
If you'll just hand it to me.
The,
The pack.
need to have the box set. There we go.
There we go.
Okay. All right, starts all over again.
a dry run. I like that idea.
And you know, this is such a great event because this is something that, first of all, not a lot of people in my generation know how to do, and to have such lovely things, because I know that not a lot of people are able to quilt anymore, and this would just be a wonderful thing.
It is. It is. And we enjoy doing it. And all the proceeds go to local missions here in Coleman.
Okay.
It's $6,000 worth of local missions benefit from this.
We have many booths, and one of them is the homemade candies, and then they do this. It's all candy. Fudges, pretzels, all kinds. They're homemade. Then we have the ready-made or goods. They have one of that, and there's one that has I think we'll have centerpieces, Christmas type.
Right.
This is not exactly a Christmas, but it's a holiday bazaar. Let's see, help me out. Have we hit them all? Well,
Oh, we're just having all kinds of microphones.
maybe it's working.
Yeah. But our lunch is delicious. Our lunch is a chicken salad lunch or a hot dog and chili lunch, and our breakfasts are sausage and biscuits and sweet rolls and coffee and juice, and they are takeouts if you like a takeout, and we also deliver. And yes,
wow.
So if you will call me at my home, and I will set you up with that. And whenever you want me to give my number, I'll be glad to.
Okay, go ahead, Beth.
Okay, of course, 256-747-6438.
And so we deliver. My husband does the delivery for us.
Do you need a minimum order in order to deliver?
No.
Okay.
No.
For one person?
Right.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Is this a new thing that y'all are doing this year?
Oh, no.
This is
We've
what
done
y'all
this always.
Okay.
Yes.
At least half of them are takeouts.
Wow.
That's true.
Which is good.
Yes.
That's true. And of course you get homemade cake.
That's right.
For dessert with your takeout.
You just won Dennis's heart then.
Well,
With the cake.
I will be glad to get him a lunch up here. I'll get everyone a lunch if they would like a lunch. We will
I would
do
think
that.
a lot of offices would order.
They do.
Deliveries.
That's where we
Or
get.
takeouts and
We
deliveries.
sure do.
Uh-huh.
And we have a lot of regulars, a lot of
Right.
people that have done this for years and years participate in this, the carry-outs. And so we do good with our carry-outs and so forth.
And I need to mention that Darlene brought a sample of the candies, and it's on my desk because Paige didn't bring any Halloween candy in, so I
Never
get
gonna
to
hear the
keep.
end of it.
That's right.
Never
This is
gonna hear
mine, and I
Tell 'em
don't
it's
have to
Halloween
share it.
candy.
Yes.
I think you got the better end of the deal.
Yes, I did. Well, let's talk about where and when.
All right. It's coming up this next Thursday, and November the 8th, and it starts at 7 a.m. and goes to 4 p.m. And you start off with breakfast there. We'll begin
Do you have
serving
people
breakfast.
that come and eat breakfast and come back for lunch?
Oh, that would be nice. I don't really know. But what a good idea. Thank you.
Well, sure.
Yes.
Good suggestion.
It is a good suggestion. Of course, we have a lot of people that work that come around the lunchtime,
Right.
Their lunchtime, and browse around and get their lunch. We have tables set up there so you can eat there if you like and continue browsing and purchasing.
Now, a word to the wise, show up early to get the best selection, especially of cakes. Is that right, or
And
does it make any
turnip
difference? And what?
Turnip greens.
Oh, they go that fast?
They do.
Okay. See,
I
you
can
never
believe
think
that.
about turnip greens or sweet potatoes at a bazaar.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Oh, it is.
done
It
it for
is.
years.
And they're fresh picked. Like our bazaar is on Thursday. Well, they pick them the first of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, they're not.
Okay.
They haven't hung around a while. They're there.
They're fresh.
They're fresh,
Uh-huh.
along with the sweet potatoes.
Okay. Next Thursday, First United Methodist Church in Coleman.
Right.
7
Easy
o'clock we
parking,
start.
easy in, easy out at our Heron Hall.
Okay. And we'll be there a little after 7:30, won't we?
Yes, yes, we will.
Please,
We'll
yes.
look forward to seeing you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Beth and Darlene. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back with more of Today on 2 right after this.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. And I humbly ask the voters of Coleman County to please look at my record. Look at the things that I've accomplished during this term in office. And to please consider voting for me as I seek re-election in November of 2012. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Welcome back to Today on 2. It's time to give away our prizes for today. Let's see what we have for Thursday. Coffee from Gelato Joe's in the Warehouse District. And we have the bag of assorted apples from Steel Orchard. And KSW colored salts, which are available at Rumor's Deli. as well as Gelato Joe's. Those are the prizes for today. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask you a question, of course, about one of the ads. Starting with Borden Family Pharmacy. The difference is not when you open your bottle, it's when you open our door. Borden Family Pharmacy, located on Highway 157.
Fitness opportunities are available at the Wellness and Aquatic Center. They have a 6-lane competition pool, full fitness center, indoor rubberized walking track, and an indoor leisure pool. Day passes are available. Visit ColemanWellness.com for more.
Dairy Queen has sweet deals available. Pick any 3 items, pay just $4.44. And Dairy Queen will have a new Blizzard of the Month. We'll talk about that another day or two.
High Tide Sports Grill on Highway 31 next to Burgess Body Shop. Their hours are Monday through Thursday, 3 to 9, and Friday, 3 to 10. Tonight is bike night, so come out with your motorcycle.
Huntsville Guns and Ammo, where prices are lower on a wide variety of guns, ammo, and reloading supplies. Huntsville Guns and Ammo is located on the corner across from Huntsville City Hall. Stop by and see Paul or Stephen.
Open the door to history and fine prints. We're talking about Renard's Gallery and Gifts. They have jewelry, framing, and prints. You can visit them on the web at renardsgallery.com or give them a call, 739-5997.
Cosmic Sound DJ Entertainment. Over 26 years in the DJ entertainment business. They are your wedding DJ specialist, based right here in Coleman. Call Big D or Wild Bill.
Baldwin Counseling Center, having problems, need to talk, want privacy. Howard Rogers is the person to call. 737-3087 is his number, and he solves problems one at a time. Give him a call today.
Mullins Body Shop, Highway 31 South at Phelan. 52 years they've been doing auto body repair and towing. Of course, you can count on them each and every day. Mullins Body Shop. And there we go with our merchant ads for today. Our question is about the Hydromaster tire, which is available at People's Tires. You can save as much as what percent if you buy the Hydromaster tire as opposed to buying a new tire? Save as much as what percent on the Hydromaster tire at People's Tires? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. First person with the correct answer receives the coffee from Gelato Joe's, KSW colored salt, and of course the bag of assorted apples from Steel Orchard. Hello, who's calling? From where are you calling? Okay, the Hydromaster tire saves you what percentage?
50%.
50% is the right answer. Stay on the line, please. Thanks for calling in. That's right, they're about half what the cost of a new tire would be. And if you have priced tires lately, they are expensive.
Yes.
Whoa, very high price. That's why people like the Hydromaster tire. Let's look at that ad and the rest of our merchant ads right now. And we start with Mr. Plummer, plumbing, sewer, and drain services, locally owned and operated. Coleman's only full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company. Call Mr. Plummer.
And Mr. Hicks Menswear, they have business suits, men's sports coats, regular, big, and tall sizes. They won the Reader's Choice Award for Men's Best Clothing, and they have 20% off their Pima Cotton right now.
You're in good hands with Sorelli at Doug Doggett Jewelers. Sorelli, of course, is the antique-inspired heirloom jewelry. Doug Doggett Jewelers on Compass Way in Southwest Coleman. That's why you shop at Doug Doggett Jewelers.
The Uniform Place has fabulous fall styles and inspired new looks for style at work. More complete outfits and flexible styles than ever before are available at the Uniform Place.
Tires for Less, more than just tires. They do minor engine repair. They can replace shocks and brakes, air conditioning repair. Mentioned you saw the ad on Channel 2. They'll give you $5 off an oil change. That's at Tires for Less.
The crew at Earl's Body Shop wants to remind you to move over for all emergency vehicles. Earl's Body Shop offers large and small towing, local or long distance. Give them a call, 734-2406.
Tutor Doctor, we make house calls. Worried about grades? Well, one-on-one tutoring is the answer. You get experienced, qualified, local tutors. Call 256-734-6500.
Yates Chance Christian Bookstore. Save $25 on the new King James Version Study Bible. And also, there's a new My Media Burn Bar. This is copies artist CDs and has accompaniment.
There's the Hydromaster tire. Save as much as 50%. This is new to Coleman. Available at People's Tires, Brake and Alignment Center, It looks and wears just like a new tire.
Deb's Bookstore is your hometown bookstore just down the road. Used books are half price every day, and new books are 20% off every day. Browsers are welcome, and gift certificates are available at Deb's Bookstore.
There we go with our merchant ads for today. We don't have any birthdays to talk about.
Not
of course,
today.
we'll be giving away our prize tomorrow, which is the ice cream cake from Dairy Queen and the portrait from Baker Photography. Let's check the weather for today, brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. For today, plenty of sunshine, a high of 63. Clear tonight, low of 44. Sunny tomorrow, warming up to near 70.
The most common type of adoption hearing that I have here in Coleman County is a step-parent adoption. It's a very happy day when I get to sign the papers and make official, make legal what occurred in the heart of that step-parent the day he or she became the loving parent. Those important decisions happen each and every day for me as probate judge.
The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for President, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for President of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
And we're back now with Deb Hoenig, and she has taken a cross-country bike ride across Ghana. Is that correct?
It was across the United States, actually. We went from San Diego, California to St. Augustine, Florida.
And this is to benefit the children of Ghana?
To benefit an orphanage in Ghana, yes.
So, how did you raise money for this event? What did you guys do?
It was a big process. I went to Ghana last year about this time for 6 weeks with a humanitarian organization and worked as a nurse in a very rural village. And while we were there, we met a lot of children that were slaves. Their parents had sold them into slavery, which is kind of culturally acceptable there almost because they're just so poor that the parents can't afford to feed them. A master may come along and offer to buy this child for as little as $20 US. And the mother thinks, should he starve or should I sell him? And so that's kind of what happens. And so we met these children. We had them sitting on our laps and talked to them. And there are laws against slavery in Ghana, and the masters are getting willing to let these children go because the government's starting to crack down on them a little bit. And so these children broke our hearts, and so we promised to help. And so that was the motivation behind this trip, was to raise money for this orphanage we're building in another village away from this particular area. And so we left September 1st, and my friend Amanda Larson from Phoenix, Arizona, and I kind of split. We each rode half of the way each day. We had it scheduled out for the entire path and rode about 1,500 miles each.
Wow. Wow.
Deborah, for people not familiar, where is Ghana?
It's in West Africa, on the coast. Nigeria has been in the news a lot lately. It's very near Nigeria, and Ivory Coast is on the west. It's a very small country. It's actually an English-speaking country. That's their official language. But in the remote areas, it's more tribal dialects.
Now, how did you decide on the bike ride to help benefit this?
as crazy as this sounds, doing cross-country bike trips are fairly common. People in the cycling community do this. There are bicycle maps that have it mapped out the entire way.
So they pay to do this?
No, we used our own fundraised money to support ourselves while we were traveling, but we spoke along the way, and we had a couple of press conferences, spoke to newspapers, just popped in papers like the Coleman Times and said, hey, we're in town, this is what we're doing, and spoke to reporters. And we have an Indiegogo site on the Compassionate Journeys. Is the name of the group I'm with, and so there are links to that site that people can donate through. So we just had people walk up and give us money. People contributed on our site, different things like that.
Okay. We have some pictures of your bike tour and also of your trip to Ghana last year, correct?
Yes.
If we could show those. Okay. All right, tell us a little bit about what's going on in these pictures.
This is my friend Amanda. Like I said, she's from Phoenix, Arizona, and I just met her online last year, and I didn't know her at all. And she said, this was in September, she said, I'm going to Ghana in November, come with me. So she picked me up at the airport in Ghana. I didn't know her, and I flew there by myself. And so we became friends and been working on this project ever since. This is just a morning ride somewhere. It looks like in Arizona or New Mexico. It kind of all blurs together to me because we were in a different place every day. I believe that's me. It was fantastic to get to see the entire country.
Really?
And just to see it up close and personal like that. This is in near San Diego in the Pacific Ocean. That's a tradition. You dip your back tire on the west coast in the ocean. Then when we got to the east coast, we dipped our tires there in the Atlantic.
Wow.
So that was the beginning of our journey, and that was the end of our journey in St. Augustine. This nice family on the beach just took our picture for us.
That's so nice.
That was quite an accomplishment to be there that morning. This is in Bakpakope in Ghana, in the little village where I was working for 6 weeks. They had no electricity, no clean water. We bathed and drank filtered lake water the entire time we were there. I worked, this is an example. I love this picture. This is a young boy with a paddle. You can see the lake in the background. There's an enormous lake there, and so fishing is a primary industry. So these children, I had a 5-year-old sitting on my lap talking to me. They are sold that as young as they're able to work and do any task at all. And so this boy, that was his paddle. They row. They don't have motors on their boats, so they have to paddle and work very, very hard every day.
Why did you decide to go to Ghana in the first place?
I'm very interested in medical mission work, and I had been on several with my church in the years past. And I was looking for something a little bit longer term than like a typical 2-week trip. And I was looking and online stumbled across this group, Compassionate Journeys, and she does work in Ghana and just places volunteers there doing different things, working in orphanages, AIDS clinics, things like that. And so she had this need for a healthcare professional to teach medical practices in this remote village, and so that's how I wound up there.
Now, is your work in medicine, in medical?
Yes, I'm a nurse.
Oh, you're a nurse,
yes,
okay.
I work at Coleman Regional.
Okay, and what church do you attend?
The Nazarene Church here in town.
Okay, all right. And I think we have some more pictures.
Okay. This was just a young girl that had been a slave all of her life. Most of these children didn't even remember their parents or remember where they came from. That look of destitution just breaks your heart. And they knew we were coming that day, so they dressed up. They looked better than they usually did. Their masters had kind of cleaned them up, and they refer to them as masters. Wow. They really do. That was the little girl that was about 5 that I held, that her parents had sold her. It's very heartbreaking, and these children, they are very malnourished. They're not cared for. They're made to sleep on the ground. Their masters won't even let them sleep in the house with them. I treated a lot of them medically, and most of them have malaria, infections, parasites. This young boy here, they have no hope because they can't go to school. They're not educated, so all they know to do when they get older is to become a fisherman and stay on the lake. A lot of their masters were child slaves also. It's a cycle. And so our goal is to start off with 16 children that's the Ghanaian government doesn't let you build a big house and put 100 kids in it anymore. You have to be in pods with house parents. So if anyone out there is interested in becoming a house parent, we would love for you to contact us. But the village, we were touring in another part of Ghana at a monkey sanctuary, and it was just a lovely village. The people there were so kind. And we had the crazy idea to ask them for land, and they gave us 6 acres. And in return, we're placing volunteers there. So anyone in town that's interested in volunteering, it's a wonderful place to volunteer. And so we're getting teachers, healthcare providers, agricultural experts in this village in return for this land they've given us. So it's kind of a win-win solution for everyone. And there's also a man in the village that had trained in the United States as an engineer. And he started building a 5-bedroom house, and he lost his eyesight through some degenerative disease. And so he told us we could have the house and finish it and use it as long as we wanted to. So we're not that far away from getting a house. We need about $20,000 worth of work to get this house up and running, where we could go collect those 16 children from this village and bring them to the Tafia Tome, to the village where the monkey sanctuary is. And we're hoping we're not that far away with the next year can get this up and running.
Going back, talking about these youngsters that are slaves, are they orphans? Or
No,
are
their
their
families
parents?
sell them. They sell them.
Their families sell them into slavery.
Yes. We became friends with a young man that was about 18 or 19 years old. No one knows how old they are. They don't, a birthday's and a luxury they don't have. But his mother had sold him twice. Another outside group had rescued him and brought him back to his mother, and kind of established her with a little business, with a little pepper farm, so she would have a source of income, but she sold him again. So it's heartbreaking. And he's very respectful of his mother, even to this day. He knows where she is, and he will visit her occasionally. But it's, like I said, within their culture, it's kind of okay to do that. But our hopes in getting these kids in the orphanage is to educate them and have them rise up to be Ghanaian leaders to stop this cycle. We as Westerners can't go in there and change, culture. It's up to these kids to raise a voice and protect themselves and the ones coming after them.
Right.
What other projects do you have to raise money?
Well, I have spoken at several churches and groups in town, and people have been so generous and so kind, especially my church, and have given us a good bit of money. Like I said, we have the Indiegogo site, which is just a forum for fundraising for everything. You can look online at that and find our connection. And we're hoping to have another bike ride next year, and maybe start a local bike ride, just a local fundraiser too. There's a lot of cyclists in the community, and out west where my friend lives in Arizona, cycling's huge, so she's doing some more events like that also.
Anything unusual happen on the bike ride?
We were incredibly blessed. We didn't have any major calamities at all, just some flat tires. One day I had 3 flat tires in one day, and I was just about ready to cry. And this man walked up to me and offered to help, and he worked at a garage, and his name was Sue. So he helped me get situated there, and the trip just kind of restored my faith in the goodness of mankind, because we hear so many negative things on the news. Right. People would... like we went to a restaurant in Louisiana, and the owner found out what we were doing, and she wouldn't let us pay for our meal. And we were just visiting with the lady in White Sands, New Mexico, and she just whipped out a $100 bill for us. And I mean, people are still good. There's still goodness out there, and we experienced much of it along the way.
Did you have a support crew that went with you?
No, I wish we did, but it was just Amanda and I. We had a car,
right?
And so one of us would take off in the car about 30 miles up the road, and then one would take off on the bicycle. They would ride to the car, and the person that left the car would take off on the bicycle too. So we were kind of leapfrogging each other. Like the first rider would get to the car and then go pick up the second rider.
Okay.
So we would ride anywhere 30, 40, 50, 60 miles a day, kind of depending on the terrain and the weather. We crossed the Mojave Desert in early September, which was kind of a feat.
Yes.
We would get up and ride just as soon as the sun came up, before it got too terribly hot, that by the time we were riding it would be over 100 degrees a lot of days. So that was quite an adventure.
Wow. What does your family think about this?
I think they're used to my wild ideas by now after going to Ghana last year for 6 weeks and didn't know a soul there. And, you know, they're kind of used to me. But they know I'm very passionate about this. This is something close to my heart, and they knew how important it was. My daughters are in college, so I didn't have kids at home anymore, which made it easier. My husband's very supportive and tolerant. So he was very supportive of me going.
When's your next trip to Ghana?
I'm hoping to go next year. I don't have anything scheduled just yet. As soon as we can get the orphanage up and running, my friend Amanda goes back and forth fairly often.
Okay.
And so we'll be getting things in place. And then the day that we can go up to the village and get those kids, I definitely want to be a part of collecting those children and taking them to their new home.
Wow. For people who may want to donate, how do they get in touch with you?
Look at the CompassionateJourneys.com. Make sure you put an S on Journeys. CompassionateJourneys.com. Look there. And our website for the bike ride was called BabesBlockingTraffic.com. So we were blocking traffic literally and figuratively on the ride. But you can look there also, and there are ways to donate through either site. We have Facebook pages for Compassionate Journeys too.
Okay.
So.
God bless you, Deborah. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
We'll have more right after this.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Premier Bank is asking for your vote. We want to be your bank. Our platform is simple, service that no other bank can offer. We're locally owned and operated, and that means we make decisions right here. So vote today for Mom, Apple Pie, and Premier Bank. I'm Jay Mullins, and I approve this message.
I designated myself and one cell phone number. The cell phone number that I have is the one contact number that is available for the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, Coleman Regional Medical Center, and any individual that is in need of contact with the probate office for psychiatric commitments after hours on holidays and weekends.
The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for President, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for President of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The Mount Olive Church Christmas Bazaar will be Saturday, November the 3rd from 8 to 3 at the Fairview Town Hall. There will be homemade arts, crafts, pies, and more. The Holly Pond Centennial 5K race will be at Lions Club Park on Saturday, November 3rd at 8 a.m. Registration fee is $15, and that includes a t-shirt. Wallace State Theater presents Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's a musical comedy that tells the biblical story of Joseph. This will be tonight and tomorrow at 7, on Saturday and Sunday at 2. $10 for adults, $5 for students. It's going to be a fun show. The Holiday Bazaar at First United Methodist Church will be Thursday, November 8th from 7 to 4. There's craft, sewing, candy, and baked goods items for sale. Come and help the Joyful Heart celebrate their 20th anniversary. This will be Friday, November 9th at 7 p.m. at the Coleman Civic Center. Tickets are $12 in advance and $15 at the door. and the Masters of Motown will be coming on Monday, November the 19th. They'll be stopping by Channel 2 also. Their show will be at 7 p.m. at the Betty Lee Thames Theater at Wall State. If you want more information, visit communityconcertassociation.com. Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If you have a billboard you would like to email to us, please send it to channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to 256-734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
The weather forecast for today, sunny with a high of 63. Clear tonight, low of 44. Sunny again tomorrow, a high around 70. Tomorrow is Friday. That's
Yes.
Politics on Today on 2.
That's correct.
Who's our guest tomorrow?
Randall Shedd will be visiting with us tomorrow.
Randall Shedd with our political panel. That's our program for today. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
Hope you have a great day.